Once upon a time, in the far-off land of Egypt, lived a young prince named Tutankhamun. He was the son of Pharaoh Amenhotep IV and was raised in luxury, never wanting for anything. He was loved and adored by his people, yet his life was far from easy. As Tutankhamun was growing up, Egypt was becoming a more powerful and influential kingdom in the ancient world. One of the things Tutankhamun's father, Pharaoh Amenhotep IV, did to secure Egypt's influence was to create a new religion, the Aten religion. Under the Aten religion, only the Aten sun disk was worshipped, and the gods Amun, Ra, and Osiris were no longer allowed to be worshipped. Tutankhamun was raised to follow this new religion, but many of the people of Egypt were not so happy with it. In a move to please his people, Pharaoh Amenhotep IV changed his own name and the name of his son to Akhenaten and Tutankhaten. This was in honor of the Aten religion and its primary god, the sun disk Aten. But it was not enough to appease the people. Tutankhaten, who was still just a child, was then appointed pharaoh at the age of 9. He reigned from 1332 to 1323 BC, during the 18th dynasty of ancient Egyptian history. He had a chance to make things right and to listen to the people, but he was not prepared to do so. He was not trained to be a capable leader, and he was too young and inexperienced to understand what he was doing. This did not make the people any happier with their new pharaoh and led to intense unrest throughout the kingdom. Things continued to go downhill until Tutankhaten decided to take drastic action. In a move to both legitimize his position and to please the people, Tutankhaten changed both his own name and his capital city's name back to their original Egyptian names of Tutankhamun and Thebes. He also restored the worship of the traditional gods of the Egyptian pantheon and opened his eyes to the will of the people. Tutankhamun, who was now up to the task of ruling, knew he had to do something else to restore the kingdom to its former glory and give his people something to be proud of. He decided to embark upon an ambitious building program. He had temples and palaces rebuilt and repaired, and tomb complexes and burial grounds redecorated with luxurious decorations. He commissioned art and sculptures, and also had gold and precious metal objects created. Moreover, he began a major project to rebuild the lost city of Abydos. This ambitious building and restoration program of Tutankhamun earned him both admiration and affection from the people of Egypt and restored their faith in him. He was known as the great builder of Egypt, and the people loved him. However, this adoration was short-lived. Tutankhamun, who was barely in his 20s, eventually died under mysterious circumstances. He was to be succeeded by his 9-year-old nephew Smenkhkare, but he would only reign for some 3 years and would also die under mysterious circumstances. After the death of Smenkhkare, the throne passed back to the influential family of Ai and Horemheb, who would rule until the end of the 18th dynasty. Tutankhamun passed into obscurity, and it was not until 1922, when the tomb of Tutankhamun was found in the Valley of the Kings, that he would once again be put into the spotlight. The treasures, artifacts, and even mummies found in his tomb amazed the world and, in turn, thrust Tutankhamun back into the eyes of fame and adoration. Tutankhamun's tomb and its contents have become popular throughout the world and a symbol of the perseverance of the Egyptian people. Tutankhamun's story is one of tragedy, hope, adversity, and redemption. He was a young, inexperienced ruler trying to make things right in a tumultuous situation. He was also a passionate leader who went through great lengths to restore his kingdom. In the end, the tragedy of his too short life ended in ultimate success, as his tomb and its artifacts make him a symbol of Egypt's past, its strength, and its resilience. Tutankhamun's story still resonates today and will always remain a timeless tale of one man's courage, ambition, and determination to make things right, even in the darkest of hours.